voice every day to the world and to your heart. Open up your eyes and let your spirit start. Say yes to the dreams you hold inside. Let your soul be your guide.
In today's complex mortgage world, finding the right direction can be challenging. That's where Lighthouse Advisors comes in. With over 25 years of experience, we provide fractional leadership and executive oversight, guiding companies through transitions, growth, and innovation. From IMBs to brokers to credit unions to tech firms, our team of seasoned professionals is here to shine a light on solutions, ensuring your business thrives in every environment. At Lighthouse Advisors, we don't just guide, we empower. Together, let's create a ripple of success across the industry. Email us today at laura@lighthouseadvisors.com. Thank you for joining us today for another episode of Wednesday Wisdom. Today, we are joined by the amazing Matthew Gallant. He is the Director of Member Engagement at the MBA. Matthew, thank you so much for joining us today. And we're going to kick it right off. On Wednesday Wisdom, we like to hear, what is something that you heard, something you learned, something that someone shared with you that was a piece of advice that really resonated with you and stuck with you throughout your life? And how are you applying that to your life at this time?
It's a great question. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the invite. I've had a lot of great leaders in my life. I've had some not so great leaders too. Right. One of the things about being in this industry is that you're surrounded by successful people who have experience, right? And they have lots of wisdom to share. My mentor, my true mentor, who's truly, advocates for me, has always done that. She said something to me, quite a few years ago when I went to work for her. And, she was different. She's a different boss, right? She's a different leader than I was used to. And she said, idiot, being a leader is not about bossing people around. She goes, it's about inspiring them, making them feel safe, making them feel like they're part of something, and giving them the opportunity to be successful and to find their path within this career. And if this isn't the right career for them, to be honest with them and help them find a new one. It's always stuck with me. All right. She's bluntly honest. She's courageous. She's brash, but she's always tells it like it is. Right. But this piece, that advice stuck with me, is that we're not about being a leader is not about being a boss. It's about all these other things, the heart and mind of being, of being in charge of people. Right. You're in charge of people, or people are in your charge. You're not in charge of people. So, she's big on that. Very caring, very frank, but very honest. So, that's the one thing it's always stuck with me. How do I apply it today? I mean, I currently have no subordinates, and I'm not hating that. But the truth is that I do, right? When I work with members all over the country, when I work with my membership and the different lenders that I work with, they are my charge, because my job is to help them navigate their membership here at the Mortgage Bankers Association, right? Help them find the most value to it. So my job is to uplift and inspire them, to give them words of wisdom, to share experiences that I'm having with other leaders that may help them or benefit them. So I can apply that today, just like I applied it when I had, people in my charge. So,
well, number one, fantastic wisdom. You definitely, that is an amazing mentor to be able to share that. And the first thing that came to mind is, if you've ever read anything about the difference between a leader and a manager, what she was referencing with the being in charge of people, right, and being bossy, that's a manager, someone that is managing people. A leader is nothing to do with that, right, to your point. And someone, to be a true leader and to be in the presence of a great leader, that that person is trying to bring out the best in you.
100%.
And you also said something that I want to touch on. Sometimes having a not so good leader is also a great lesson.
Yeah.
Because how many times have you said, man, I would never treat someone like that, or I would never approach a situation in that manner?
Yeah.
Those lessons are just as valuable, right?
100%. No, they are. It's funny when I was thinking, I was thinking about the question for it like popped in my head. It's, as pivotal and inspirational as Evelyn, my mentor, has been to me in my life and in showing me what true leadership is, I've had horrible leaders that have said stuff that have resonated with me and kicked around in my head for years, but just as valuable of a lesson. And to your points, the negativity can last with us, but it's what we choose to do with it, right? That how we carry it, that's going to make a difference. And, I had someone tell me once, and I'll share this because I think it's interesting. I'm not going to say who, but I had somebody tell me once that I had done nothing of consequence, that I was unremarkable, and that I had done nothing noteworthy. This is early in my career. So,
and it was when you were early. That's
early.
Even more detrimental when it's early in your career.
Which, fair, it was early in my career.
You're learning.
What do you expect, right? So I said, you know what? You're right. In the next 5 to 6 years, I'm going to do something noteworthy. I'm going to do something that means something, and I'm going to make a change by leaving here. And I'm going to spread my wings and fly. So that bad advice, so that that negativity thrown at me from a leader, to your point, was just as motivating and inspirational to me. It still kicks around. What are you doing that's noteworthy? What are you doing that's of value? And challenge myself all the time with those two things. So
yeah, it's funny. I've never shared this on any of these episodes, but I'm actually going to share something that just popped into my brain that someone gave me advice on. I think I was probably like 26 years old. And
so last year.
Yeah, exactly. A long time ago. So I met at that time, this was probably the wealthiest person I ever met in the mortgage industry at that time. Okay. So here I am, 26 years old, looking at this person of, this is what I want to accomplish in my future. Right. Yeah. And he said to me, Laura, if you, for the rest of your career, make it so that you're generating 10 times whatever your salary is of whatever you get paid. And that 10 times, it could be in revenue, it could be in profit, it could be in value, to your point of what you said, right? It could be in relationship, it could be in processes, efficiency, it could be in so many ways. But he's like, if you go in every single day thinking about being able to equate that to 10 times of whatever the number is, whether it's a small number in the beginning or a larger number later, you will never, ever have an issue in terms of the whole rest of your career. That stuck with me my entire career to this day, where I think to myself, how much value, right? So just what you said about being noteworthy and being remarkable. It's the same premise. And these are valuable lessons that once that kind of is placed on you and you replay that over and over, who would not want to partner, employ, have part of your team, someone that thinks like that? Yeah. Now, on the flip side of that, Matthew, I know you were in our audience at MBA New Jersey, and I know this really resonated with you with our keynote, that it's also our responsibility, no matter if you're 30 or you're 50 or whatever, to teach these lessons backwards to everyone that's coming up through our industry. Because what if I never had that conversation with that gentleman that took the time to teach that to me, or Evelyn that shared that time to pour into you, right? So speak about that a little bit.
Yeah. Funny, Dave Sanders, that keynote, I got goosebumps when he said, story is remarkable. But when that slide came on the screen of every leader is expected to be a mentor, you saw my face. If you remember, I had to go up and shake his hand. And I'm not like, I'm a networky friendly guy, right? But I had to tell him, I said, Dave, that one slide, the whole presentation is amazing. That slide is needed in our industry. Like, if if I had a goal, a moonshot, right? Like can we go there? Because this you led
Go,
into it
tell
now.
me, go
All
there.
right.
Let's share.
So I people who will watch this who know me personally, and there's quite a few because I'm very tight with my LinkedIn network. Um, I have a saying where I have 15 good years left, and every year drops down one, right? But right at this point,
Matthew, we are very, very alike because I remember the day I made that decision. So
yep,
I did the same thing. So go.
I
I
have
want to hear it.
15 good years left in this industry. I want to leave this industry better than I got it. When I got this industry, I had no training, no support, no mentor. I got a 1003 and a good luck pat on the back. And was I successful? Yeah. Did I make a lot of, money? Yeah. Right. Like we did well. That's
Yeah.
not the point. The point is that I don't want the next generation to struggle like I did. So I founded the Young Housing Professionals in New Hampshire with my partner Rachel. We've educated and mentored and led hundreds of young professionals all over the state. We've created networks for them. The premise of this group was the networking and experience and education through community service and through networking because we believe in that. I have a lot of talks about educating and mentoring and who did you bring to this conference? Why did you not bring somebody under 40, right? Having that brash conversation. My moonshot is to leave this industry. My desire is not something I do, but if I can convince every other leader in this industry to grab a young person by the bootstraps, give them that frank talk, give them that honesty, give them that have the courage to be clearly communicating with them and to show them how this industry works, right? That's my dream is to leave this industry and have every leader, every corporation, every company have a mentorship program in place.
Yeah.
Every leader have a mentor. Who are you mentoring? Right? Mm-hmm. I will tell you, Laura, I know you mentor people.
I do.
You know I do.
Yeah.
The benefits that you get from being a mentor. Like what you get as a human, as a person, what they get, what the industry gets, it is your legacy. And that's what I try to tell people. It's like, what do you want your legacy to be? Do you want it to be that you made $100 million? Or do you want it to be that you uplifted and inspired and left a positive impression on everybody underneath you? That you are a good person who shared your knowledge and enriched those around you, right? So my moonshot is what Dave Sanders said. Like that has become my moonshot. Every leader is expected to be a mentor. Like that is my goal and my hope for this industry.
And
if you don't have
what else is better? I mean, what else is better? I mean, listen, I'm very, very vocal that I absolutely love our industry. Yes. I believe in my mind, I always say to my husband, it's in my mind and that's going to be my truth, right? Like this is what I tell myself. Yeah. I tell myself that the mortgage industry chooses us. Like, yep. I don't believe I selected the mortgage industry. I literally feel like that person is coming in and she's going to be special in this industry. So I believe I was handpicked for this industry. And I know how much good I have done and still have to do. And I know how blessed my family and my continued legacy is because of this industry. Right. Why would we not want to continue that message and that word to continue to inspire others to have that passion? Because the more that we say that and the more that we live that, how many families and communities are better off because of it, right? Yeah, we make dreams happen. We are a milestone in people's lives. It's just a transaction at some point to somebody, but to people, to the humans, this is their life. When you're dealing with that next mortgage, they all seem alike at a certain point, but to that person, it's unique. And you need the right mindset. To your point, like you're making an influence, not just on your life, but there's like 3 to 4 levels down that it's going to make a difference, right? So mentorship. Yes. We need bold leaders being bold with mentorship. All right. So wait, let's go there, Matthew. Yeah. What do you want them to do? So come on, let's put it out there. What's the challenge? What's the communication? What are we asking for people to do to take action for this? Right? Because sometimes when we put out big, bold statements, people are like, "What's step one? What is step one? Right? What's step one? Step one is simply
look at yourself and do you have a mentor? Do you have a mentee? Do you have a mentee? Why not? Right? Step one is decide you want to be a mentor. Decide, I want to take action and I want to lead the next generation. Start with one. Look at organizations. There is a lot of mortgage companies that have mentee mentorship programs that are already out there. They're already well known. They're well established. If you look at Impact, the MBA has the Impact program, which is essentially a young professional networking program. But within it, we can help you open up a mentee program within your company, right? There's steps to do that. So it starts with people deciding they want to be a mentee and then seeking someone in your organization that has the desire that seems like the young you or the you that could have been, or the person that you're like, man, they've got great potential. Right? Charles Schultz said the greatest burden in life is that of great potential. And it's so true. Help those people with that burden. Sometimes people don't realize they'd be a phenomenal leader. They're just doing their thing. Step up and find somebody, offer mentorship, right? Just subtly guide them. There's ways to do it. Google it. I mean, it's not hard, but reach out. I mean, Laura, I'm sure you could help any of these companies design a mentorship program. I'm sure you have a formula for it to some degree. They're out there. Then first step is deciding that my first step was deciding I wanted to be a mentor, right? And then
I'm going to tell you something else, Matthew, with that. And you are correct. It works both ways. So not only do I want to be a mentor? I believe that everyone at all times should be a mentor and a mentee. This is not about age or experience, because like you said, number one, yes, I have multiple mentees that I work with. And to your point, every time we meet, I get a perspective that I don't normally get to see, right? Or I get a clear understanding of something that maybe it's been a long time that I don't remember what it was like during that stage of my career, or that moment of that feeling, that uncertainty, being in front of the CEO of a company or whatever, right? And so it centers me to where I'm learning from them, and then vice versa. Right now, I'm a mentee to someone that is outside the mortgage industry, but has had such level of success that I have not seen ever, that I take every second this person will pour into me to teach me things. And it doesn't matter that I have a lot of experience. I have so much to learn, much to learn from something that person can bring to me. So I believe we should all be mentees and mentors. It has nothing to do, because we all have something to learn and something to give.
Yeah, I mean, the premises of it is true, right? You're 100% correct. I have one of my current best friends. I was mentoring him for 7 years. He was a mentee of mine, right? I've learned so much from him. Yeah. I've learned how to communicate better. I've learned tips and tricks about how I can be a better leader, right? Yeah. And he knows it, right? And we've gone and done, Epcot. We went to Epcot together last year after NAMBA, the NAMBA conference. So but I brought him with me to NAMBA as a mentee, and because that's what you should do. You should bring your mentees with you to conferences and educate them.
That is, I actually love what you just said, because you've said that twice now, where you said, who's brought somebody with them, right? So you questioned, and then, okay, do it. Really do it. Those are great experiences to be able to make introductions and have them experience what it's like, and how to network and allow them to, oh my goodness. So
networking
valuable.
Is key. Networking is key. So more on that, but it's going to be, my moonshot. I have 15 years. Let's, Laura, let's do it together. Let's change the industry and teach people how to mentor. I mean, it's not hard. You're honest with someone. When you look at the traits, of leadership, right? You think of all the traits of leadership. I always say vulnerability is the number one trait for any leader. Yeah. And when you're a mentor, you're vulnerable, because you're giving yourself, and you're also doing introspection on, is my advice good? Is this working for them? Right? But you're being vulnerable. You're being courageous. You're communicating. You're having integrity. You're standing up and you're helping somebody else do better. And that's what leadership is, right? That being vulnerable to somebody and saying, I'm going to give you a piece of me. I'm going to pass this down to you, right? And let you carry that torch, let you carry that idea, that thought, and make this industry better and make the world better and help that person find their home or help that realtor with a soft skill or help that title agent get and make a new connection. Just kind of bring people into the fold, right? And so, yeah,
Isn't
it's
that
just
what it's all about? I mean,
the whole thing. It's about
it's funny,
networking.
you know, the MBA had a mentoring program a few years ago, and I can't remember if it was like a special name and I signed up and had a few mentors,
Really?
mentees, I'm sorry. And there was a young lady that not only did I mentor her, she has become such a friend. She was even in one of my books. She wrote a chapter in one of my books. And to this day, like we're still have like the relationships and the bond that
Yeah.
you form with these people, right? And again, of how much you get, not just what you're giving, right? It's a give and take of what's coming out of it. And everyone should do it.
I get
I'm
more than
so
I
glad.
give.
I'm so glad that you
Yeah.
brought up this topic. And to be quite honest, it's the first time that I've had this particular topic brought up. So thank
Good.
you. Thank you
Look at
for
that.
that. Look
We're changing
at that.
things.
We shook it up a little bit. So I
Yeah.
love it. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Matthew, how can I'm should they connect to you on LinkedIn? What could
Yeah,
put
reach
it
out. I
out
mean,
there?
I'm on LinkedIn. I'm everywhere, but LinkedIn is where for the business side of stuff. Reach out, have a conversation. Laura, you've known me long enough now, and you've had enough conversations with me. I'll talk. Like if you have questions about being a mentor, if you have questions about what the MBA does and how we can help your business, if you have, you name it. Like, let's talk about it. And I never mind connecting and reaching out to people. I like authentic connections. I like authentic communication. Laura, our first time we met was like fireworks when we had our conversation. We just felt it. But I like authentic communication connection. So if you want to learn how to make the industry better, if you want to talk about and think through different things that we can do collectively as an industry, I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it.
I love it.
I might be a listener. I might just be listening, might not give advice, but we'll make it better together. So,
Well, I am certainly better for knowing you. Thank you for coming
likewise.
into my life, and you're a
Yeah.
great asset at the MBA, and we thank you for everything that you do for all of the members. And for anyone that isn't connected to on LinkedIn, please follow Matthew. He's a great follow, and he puts out really great stuff. And
Try.
thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your wisdom, and be well.
Thank you, friend. I'll talk to you soon.